Tonight, I went to see Saint Asonia in Toronto, Lease Palace, sold out show, headlining Canadian tour, small headlining Canadian tour that they're doing right now. My first time seeing Saint Asonia as a headliner, not first time seeing them play live. I saw them on a Disturbed show many moons ago, but this was definitely a treat. Not only because it was a sold out show, because it was in Toronto, but also because we're going to get a lot more songs considering they are the headliners. Now, I'm a huge fan of Adam, huge fan from his time in 3 Days Grace, huge fan of what he's done now with Saint Asonia, huge fan of anything that he's ever touched. I believe that he's one of the greatest musicians of my generation, definitely one of the greatest vocalists of my generation. His voice, his songs, everything that he's done definitely has marked me. I feel deeply connected to the music that he makes. It's almost like the songs are written about me. At least that's how I always connected to his music. So there's an emotional attachment between him, his music, and how I perceive it and how I live it. So I was definitely excited to see him, to see the band play in Toronto, play a sold out show, like I said, at Lease Palace. I mean, there were so many great things to expect from this show that I couldn't wait to go there and be a part of it. But before I talk about Saint Asonia, let me talk a little bit about Rome's. They were the band opening for them, two brothers, a duo from Toronto, alternative, hip-hop, indie. That's pretty much the sound that they have. An interesting sound, a sound that actually works really well in this bill. They're slightly different from Saint Asonia, but definitely a band that works really well opening for somebody that has that more heavy rock, hard rock feel. Because these guys push the envelope a little bit more eclectic with their sound, but still somewhat connected with the overall vibe of the evening. So I think a lot of the fans that went there for Saint Asonia, I think they definitely enjoyed Rome's. The thing I will say about this band is that they have an outstanding drummer. The drummer is really good. He's phenomenal. He puts a show within a show. And that is always something that I appreciate discovering a band, listening to them for the first time. They had some songs that I connected more with. Definitely the heavier side of their sound, or the more rock, hard rock sound that they offered tonight. Definitely that was something that I felt closer with, that I could vibe with it a little bit more. The songs that had more of a hip-hop influence or more alternative, not as much my cup of tea, even though I enjoy the musicianship. It's just not something that I feel as connected with. But all around, it was a good set. It was a fun set. They made sure that they interacted with the audience. Not a lot, because they don't have a lot of time to work with, but enough at least to get the crowd on their side. Being a duo from Toronto, playing in Toronto doesn't hurt. Saying Gold Leaf Skull doesn't hurt. So they did all the right things, small things, but the right things, to at least try to bring the audience on board for their performance and feel connected with their performance. Now, once Saint Asonia came on, the place, like I said, was packed and it was lit. People singing along, really vibing to the tracks, really enjoying the moment. And Saint Asonia played 13 songs plus 2 encore tracks. And they had some surprises, or perhaps not surprises anymore, because whenever Saint Asonia performs, there's always some 3 Days Grace songs that Adam does. This time around, he did 4 songs from 3 Days Grace, 1 part of the encore, Just Like You, that was part of the encore, and then 3 starting off with Never Too Late, which, by the way, he did that song in a different format. The first 2 verses was just him on guitar, not acoustic guitar, electric guitar, but still very stripped down. No drums, no bass, no secondary guitar, no lead guitar, just rhythm guitar. So it was a really interesting moment, because that was the song that I discovered 3 Days Grace with. That was the song that I discovered Adam with. And the way he performed it, while not being acoustic, while not being stripped down, it definitely had that stripped down effect and that stripped down feel, relying on the audience to sing that song along with him. It was incredible. The energy was palpable, and I felt like such a cool way to perform a song that everybody loves, that everybody knows, that everybody's heard a million times before. Why not do it in a format that feels different, that feels unique, that gives a sense of a new experience or a new life to an old song? I thought it was absolutely genius, well done, well delivered. Talk about getting the crowd on board Everybody was singing along. Then the band came on stage to finish off the track. Beautifully done. The songs that he chose from 3 Days Grace are songs that are massive hits with the band, with the fans. So including them in the set list definitely gives a different experience because those are Adam's songs. So I honestly really love the fact that he still, even though he has tons of material with Saint Asonia, he still plays some 3 Days Grace songs as part of the set. In this case, 3 main set, 1 in the encore. Now, the other song that was a little bit of a caveat is the cover that he's done of Blinding Lights. That was part of his EP that he released. So that is also now on the set. And it's kind of good the way they order these songs, because you get you get 2 songs from 3 Days Grace. You get another one that I'm going to mention soon, and then you get Blinding Lights, then another 3 Days Grace song. Then it's almost the encore. He plays Devastate, which is a brand new track, and then it's the encore. So I really like the fact that he gives you Saint Asonia songs at the beginning. It offers in the middle 3 Days Grace covers, that kind of format, finishing off with the new Saint Asonia track, and then using the encore to give you Let Me Live My Life, which is one of Saint Asonia's biggest hits coming out of their debut album, and Just Like You, a 3 Days Grace song. So really well put together set list, the right format in order to have a sense of growth, a sense of progression, a sense of movement, not necessarily going forward, backwards, more towards just keeping your eyes forward. Let's start off at this point and then gain momentum, bring the crowd into the mix of what a live performance should be all about, and just grow from there. The biggest surprise for me wasn't Blinding Lights. I mean, if anybody who listens to the band, who listens to their EP, you know they cover that song. To me, the biggest surprise was I Don't Care. This is an Apocalyptica song that Adam did with Apocalyptica, a song that I absolutely love, but a song that I never thought I would hear live. Obviously, it wasn't exactly the same as the original with Apocalyptica because there's no cellos here, but it was pretty damn good. And you know what? I was super happy to hear it. I didn't know this song was going to be on the set. Like I said, I never thought I would hear this song live at all. So to get this one as part of the set was an absolute delight. What a gem. If there is a hidden gem, if there is a hidden treasure in the set list of this tour, of this show, it's definitely not the 3 Days Grace songs. Those are great, and I love the fact that they're there. It's this one. This one is special to me. It's a song that I love. I'm a big fan of Apocalyptica, big fan of Adam. When those two work together, I was blown away by the quality of the track. And like I said, I never thought I would hear this song live. So when he started to perform this song tonight, I lost my marbles because I was really shocked. I was really happy. And like I said, while not sounding exactly like the original, because obviously there's no cellos, it still sounds absolutely phenomenal. A little bit heavier than the original, not as darker as the original, because the somber nature of the cellos definitely adds a different vibe and a different atmosphere. But a great performance, a great cover. I hate calling it a cover, but a great cover anyways. And it worked phenomenally. It was a great song. People knew the song, singing along. It really added the right energy to this set. Phenomenal night, phenomenal evening. Adam, like I said, definitely one of the top singers of my generation. Someone who's really impacted me strongly with his music, with his lyrics. And seeing them live tonight at a packed Lee's Palace was an absolute delight. Now, they're going to be playing in Ottawa, Montreal, and Quebec, Quebec City. If you have a chance to go see Saint Asonia, if you're a fan of Adam's work, if you're a fan of 3 Days Grace, don't miss this show. It's a fun show. It's an energetic show. Great set, really great set. So you definitely don't want to miss it. Go check them out. You'll have a blast. You'll have a great time with the band, listening to the songs, listening to their music. And what better way to spend your evening but to going to a rock show. So go check them out, and I'll see you all at the next video.